Hello everyone, I all hope you had a very wonderful day and a very blessed evening and also well as an afternoon which is exactly coming. So guys, for those of you exactly watching Swords, this video and this episodes will exactly go for those who are exactly watching Swords. For those who are exactly watching the actual episode, the entire video will only receive it on Monday because I'm having some problems on downloading it on Friday. So you'll have to forgive me for that. But you'll see it on Monday. For those of you exactly watching Swords, you'll exactly receive this episode and this video. So on today's episode is about the Universal Prince, who's a supervillain and also a founder and a leader of the Order of the 12. The one villain that I remember, the one villain that I told you about yesterday, known as Windmaster, who is the current enforcer of the Order of the 12. He's exactly the enforcer of the Order of the 12. And the Universal Prince is a founder and a leader of the Order of the 12. So we can exactly get into it. The Universal Prince was quietly raised within the Universal King's world, and also planets within the early centuries. And he also had a sister known as the Universal Princess, who was also raised exactly by the Universal King and the Universal Queen at the exact same time. At that time, the Universal Prince continued to prompting himself to become the worthy true successor of the Universal King, realizing that it was the Universal Princess who was the actual successor for the Universal Throne. In doing so, the Universal King started plotting attempts in order to have the Universal Princess killed. But unfortunately, his father, the Universal King, really thought 10 steps ahead of him, was already one step ahead of him with his sinister plans in order to having his sister killed at that time. Decided in order to send the Universal Princess away to live amongst the humans for many years to come, in order for her to exactly reclaim the Universal Throne, when the time was probably right. After the Universal Princess was exactly sent away to planet Earth to live in hiding away from the Universal Prince in that time, the Universal Prince exactly discovered that his father knew his treachery and knew exactly his treasonous plans, and also his deadly plans for the Universal Throne and for the rest of sacred existence. The Universal Prince started exactly training himself harder and combating himself harder in order to master his superpowers and his abilities and his dark energy powers and his hand-to-hand combat, his swordsmanship and his super strategist and his tactician abilities. In doing so, he decided to form his ancient secret society of supervillains known as the Order of the 12. He